So, hello everyone. My name is Mario Damiani. I'm with the admission manager of the International University of Monaco, dedicated to the Master of Science in International Management. And welcome to this Q&A session. I'm here with the program director, Dr. Camille Savarov. Hello, Camille.
Hello, Mario.
This Q&A session is dedicated in particular to the upcoming spring intake. So we will know how to be eligible for that intake and what it consists of. And then there will be a short presentation of the master and a lot of time for you guys to make all your questions by using the chat or the Q&A session. So don't be shy, write down all your questions. And I think that's now time to start. So Camille, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mario. So let's start from the beginning. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. So technically, you can ask the question why you need to do this master. So if you would like to integrate a big corporation or the small companies or family companies or startups, this master is definitely for you. Also, more and more we see the students that are interested to create their businesses. Once again, this master can be really interesting for those who see the entrepreneurial path for them. What is important at IIM? What is different and important at IIM? I can say that for us, it's very important to give you this learning by doing concept. So it means that we're trying to work with the academic professors, but also with the professionals. So our permanent professors, they are all academic, the specialists in the academic field. But our adjunct professors, so we work with the academic, but also with the professionals, with a lot of professional expertise. So this can give you the insights about the industry, the real cases, and we're trying to keep the balance between these two profiles. So as we are talking today, as we are addressing for the students who can be interested for the spring intake, I will cover more about the structure of the program, starting from the Christmas break. So what happened in spring? So from January to June, the students follow usually the specialized courses. So the specialized courses, it means that you go in deep about the international management field. So you will work on the project management course, you will have disruptive innovation course, you will cover the digital strategy course. And of course, at the same time, you will have the opportunity to have some transversal skills, because we know how important the soft skills actually in the world of in the career world. So, and as you can see, it's very short period. So from January to June. So, but by definition, we are asking the student to be really focused on the studies, because there will be a lot of assignments, a lot of group work, a lot of active learning. So it will be very intensive. And then by the end of June, you have to start what we call capstone project. So what is capstone project? Capstone project, it can be an internship. And honestly, we have like 90% of the students who are choosing this path. But also we have the opportunity, we give the opportunity for the students to do an entrepreneurial project, or it can be an applied research project or academic thesis. So it's up to you to choose the path that you would like to go. So for example, we see more and more students which have the entrepreneurial idea, the business idea, and they would like to develop it. So they work with the professor, with the advisor, and at the end of their studies, they can create their company already. So just to remind you, I try to cover it very quickly. Then if you have any questions, you can ask later. So to remind you, 6 months of the intensive courses starting from January to June, and then we continue with the capstone project. So it's for 4 to 6 months maximum. So what I mentioned about the learning by doing concept. So for us, it's something very important. And I mentioned already that we work with the two different profile of the professors. But also what is important that you will work on the real life project. So you will present your findings in front of the companies. Especially in Monaco, we are in contact with a lot of institutions. So here you can see I mentioned some of them, but we work closely with the government of Monaco, with the Monaco Impact, Monaco Tech, which is the incubator in Monaco. So at the end of the year, the students work on the big course called Applied Project. So during this time, the student work as the consultant agency. So they elaborate the propositions for the company, and then they do the presentation in front of the client. And definitely the client, if your proposition is interesting, they can even use it as a business strategy for their company. Also, let's talk about the nice part also, the field trip. So each year we're trying to go and discover different countries and different companies. So the year before we went to San Francisco, so the discovery of the Google and the different real estate companies. The student worked there on the workshop about AI. This year, we aiming to go to the Spain, so to discover the different industries in Barcelona and Madrid. So, of course, the conferences, a lot of conferences. For example, next week we are going for the space conference. A lot of networking moments, career department. So we have a very nice career department. So they try to follow the student from the beginning as soon as you are in the university. So they are extremely engaged, and like from the beginning in January, you have already the session with the professional coach who help you to elaborate your CV, to work on your presentation skills as well. Then the career department organize regularly the networking moments, different cocktails. Then in spring, we have one big event, networking event, so the business days. During these days, you can meet different companies, the representative of different companies. So you will attend a different presentation, but at the same time, you will be able to postulate to different internship position already and have the interview with. So yes, I think that's like quickly I give you a little insight about everything what happened in spring and then in summer. So probably the last thing that I would like to mention is that we offer also the possibility for the student to choose to do the double degree. So you can choose to do the double degree avec one of the school in Paris, in SEC Business School. And in this case, in 22 months, you can obtain a double degree, so 2 diplomas. So yeah, I think I gave you a quick picture of this master, and now time for your question. But before, maybe Mario will give.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, as you have heard, we focus this short presentation in particular to the second semester of the program that will start in January, because we're dedicating this session every month. We're holding one. So this October session dedicating it to the next intake, which is January intake. What's a January intake? It's not a new beginning of the master. It's joining for this directly from the second semester, the class that started last September 2023. So is making, let's say, a shorter version of the master, 6 months in class instead of 10, even while receiving the same degree with the same number of credits. To eligible to skip the first semester, special criteria apply. So this is an important step. While for our masters from September, we accept students with 180 ECTS, so a 3-year bachelor degree. For January, you have to have a 4-year degree or a 3-year bachelor and a master already. It means that you have to have already 200 and at minimum 240 ECTS. In Europe, universities deliver 60 credits per year, so 240 are minimum 4 years of studies. And differently from September, where we accept students coming from different academic backgrounds, for January, we require the students have specifically done studies in business management fields. So what we do in our first semester, that it's dedicating time and having classes on fundamentals of economics, business management, organizational behavior, economics, accounting, and so on. You have to have already done that in your previous studies and with a higher number of credits. If these two conditions apply, you're then well eligible to start in January and save a little bit of time. So how to apply? It's quite easy, straightforward, because we have students coming literally from all over the world. So how to do that? You need to go, and everything is online. You have to go on our website, www.monaco.edu. As you can see, you will find at the bottom of the screen, you see the picture, the small button, Apply Online. You'll be directed onto an application platform where you'll be able to select the intake and the program that is interesting for you. And you'll be asked to upload a series of documents that we need to check your application. A letter of motivation, a one-page letter where you introduce yourself and tell us what's your path so far, what you're interested in this, in management, why Monaco, if you have maybe a professional project in mind. Then we're asking the transcript of your studies. So this is an important part because you don't have to be already graduated to apply. To give you an idea, in this moment, both spring 2024 and fall 2024 intakes are already open for application. So we have students applying really in advance, programming on time their future, and who are not graduated already. So that's not a problem at all. You don't need to be graduated. You will upload the transcript at the moment that you have arrived. If you're already graduated, you will have also the possibility to upload also your diploma. The third document is a CV or resume, so the list of your experiences, even though no professional experience is strictly required for this master. A copy of your passport, a photo, a kind of the picture that you would use for an ID document. And if you have one, a proof of English. We accept TOEFL, IELTS, or Cambridge, all these in B2 levels. But if you don't own one already, that's not a problem. This document can be delivered even at the second time, before beginning of classes, but not necessarily the time of the application. So you can go through the process knowing if you'll be admitted and then focusing on obtaining this test, which is waived if you studied your bachelor fully in English or if you come from an English-speaking nation. All said that, the last step of the application will be the payment of 80 euros, 80, as application fees. We will receive then your files, check the documents. If everything is fine, we will get back to you, proposing you a date for the admission interview with the program director, with Dr. Safarov. It's a 30-minute conversation on Teams where you, again, it's a motivational conversation. So knowing who you are, we're interested in this path, what are your projects? So to check that you are willing to engage in a demanding program, knowing that here at IUM, classes are small. There's a very good ratio between professors and students. So we're talking about a class normally of no more than 25 students per class. And so we would like to have students that are really, really willing to work and to collaborate with a fellow classmate for a good outcome of this year together. So again, and then, following the admission interview, you'll be assessed in an admission jury, and then you will receive the final answer about your admission. And the process from our side takes no more than 2 weeks generally. So from the moment that you finalize your application online to the moment that you will receive the final answer, this process won't take normally more than 2 weeks. So it's a quite smooth and quick process for you. As I said, we have two intakes open for your application. So if you have a 3-year bachelor only, and if you come from different backgrounds, because we do accept students that have done other kind of studies before joining this management master, you are more than welcome to apply, but only for September 2024. If you have more than 3 years of degrees and in business management, you can consider definitely also the spring intake and have, let's say, a shortened version of this master. So we can go to the next slide, which are my contacts. I will also write them on the chat. Actually, part of the public is already in contact with me. So do not hesitate to write me, because I'm definitely happy to get in touch with you, have a conversation. Now there is a new tool on our website, in the page contacts. There's a tool where you can book directly, and there's a lot of your convenience, a video call with me. So do not hesitate to go there and select this option as well. So. Let's start with the questions. And as I said, you can use the Q&A session or the chat to write your question. So first of all, could you please describe the schedule for the students of this master?
Yes. Excuse me, Mario. Can you just
The
repeat again?
schedule
Yes.
of this master in general.
In general. So what we're trying to keep the balance, of course, for the students. So usually we're trying to schedule only around 15 to 20 hours per week. Of course, it's depend of the professor. So sometimes it happens that some weeks can be a little bit more loaded than others. But finally, the equilibrium of the schedule is quite good during the semester.
Okay, so you said that there are there's a practical approach to the master. Can you make examples?
So there is two different sides. So the first one, I mentioned that we work a lot with the adjunct professor, and the adjunct professor, they can be the professionals. So of course, here we can I can mention like the person working in a media agency, for example, or working as a business consultant, or in logistics. It depends of course of the classes that you will have. From other side, what we are trying to give you this professional insights from the professionals. So to see how it works in the industry, how you can present yourself during the interviews, how you can evaluate in your career path. So all these points, it give you a whole picture of your future. So how you can construct your future with your master degree.
Okay. So again, another question about the professor. Are professor approachable and accessible?
As Mario mentioned, so that's true that the university, we are quite small. I like to say that like home, like family size. So of course, you will know the professor. You can you can talk to them after the classes. They have the permanent professor have the hours where you can talk to them. They are also you can join them by email. So when you arrive at the university at the beginning, it's after 1 month probably, you know everyone, and everyone will know you. So imagine the university like a quite big family.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another question is, how diverse is the student body?
So probably Mario will know better, but I should say that we have around 70 different nationalities at the university. And especially for this master, this year, we have around 11 different nationalities. So usually the numbers we are very international and diverse.
And covering more continents as well, even if it's a small number of cohort, it's a small number cohort, but covering different continents. In fact, IOM is a little bit like Monaco. I don't know if you know, guys, Monaco, it's a very small sovereign nation, smaller than the Central Park in New York, with 38,000 inhabitants, but truly international. Those residents come from more than 130 nationalities, with a thriving economy open to the world, 38,000 inhabitants, but 5,000 companies working at global level. And this is a little bit IUM. So we're a university that in all its programs, from the bachelor to the doctorate, it has 900 students, but coming from more than 70 nationalities for a truly multicultural experience. And in both cases, Monaco and IUM, the size matters in the sense that small means ability to create connections, to build up your professional network that will be useful for your future. We train you to do that, and the environment helps you a lot in developing meaningful connection, both inside IUM and outside, because you will share with entrepreneurs, decision makers all over the world, the same places, the same bars, the same clubs. So it's not the New York or London where you get kind of lost and never meet anyone. It's a place where it's easy to create connections. Every student will be like you, coming from outside, maybe far away, and willing to create connections, friendships, live together with the other classmates. So a local population is a small quota of our population. So you won't be alone, you'll be together with other students in your same condition. So I'd like to express my gratitude for the insightful presentation provided. I was wondering if there might be an opportunity for me to visit your university, attend the classes, explore the campus, and so on. So there are many possibilities. So for those who are away, the Q&A session is, of course, the best solution because it's done online from home. You don't need to travel. Otherwise, university is open Monday, Friday, and during this time, you can definitely write to me and set your private visit to the university. So we'll visit the premises and discuss with the admission managers about the program. if possible, if it corresponds also to a timing, we can also eventually organize an experience, maybe visiting a class as well. There's also a third option. We have from this Saturday to April, to mid-April, we will have 4 open days. Open days takes place in on Saturdays. So maybe it could be better for some of you to travel here on weekends. We have group visits during open days, so not individual, but group visit. But what's on the top of that is that Camille, the program director, will make a more detailed presentation of the program, and you'll be able to make all your questions live with Camille in front of you. So if you can come here anytime with your family, set up a visit with me or with one of my colleagues. If you can come during one of the open days, they're going to be the next one in mid-November. The dates will appear quickly in our website. Visit regularly our website. There is an agenda of events, and you can book and register for the next open days, or you can come and visit whenever it's comfortable for you. What are the type of exams the student have the first years? So let me correct a little bit. This is a single cycle. From September, the entire program is a 16-month program, 10 months in class, 6 months of internship. We're presenting now the special general intake from January to June, so 6 months in class, 6 months of internship. We're not talking of year 1, year 2. Even if the master delivers credits for 2 years of studies, it's a single program. So tuition fees are for the entirety of the master, not for per year. And we're not talking about year 1, year 2. So in the end, let's go to the core of the question. What are the type of exams the student have to give?
So of course it depends on the course. So you can have, for example, a case study, or it can be a written essay, or it can be a quiz. So it's really we are so the professor trying to give different possibilities for the student. So it's really very diverse in terms of assignments. So for example, I can give you one of the example for the course of leadership and management. The student will work on the B case study. So they have 42 hours, 48 hours to fulfill the assignment and to write their report, for example. So now the example I can give you a quiz where about 30 questions and you should reply within 2 hours, for example.
Okay, wonderful. So I have a last question here, guys. If you have other ones, it's time to write them down. I would like to make sure that eligibility conditions for this special general intake are clear. If not, I'll be happy to repeat them again. And of course, you will find on our website for the possibility to apply for both spring or fall 2024 intake according to what are your previous studies. So let's make sure that this is clear and that you apply for the right intake. And yes, this session is being recorded right now, and I guess it will be published soon on our YouTube channel. But in the follow-up email, you should be receiving the link to get to this registration. So the last question I had was about internship. Could you please give examples of internship for experiences for our students?
So in the international management, you have a lot of doors, so you can choose where you would like to go. So for example, we have the student working in the logistics. We have the student interested about the real estate, so they choose to work in the real estate agency. We have the student interested about sports, so they continue their career in sport industry, in sport business management. So It's something important to mention for the international management that if you are not sure about your career, if you would like to discover a lot and to have a lot of opportunities and to have this kind of choice, this is probably the best master in terms of the possibilities of choice at the end of your master. So just to mention a few, logistics, supply chain, for example, yachting in Monaco, definitely the place to be. Real estate, AI, artificial intelligence now is present everywhere. So I think that this can be also interesting for the students. What else? Different industries, so automotive, gastronomy. So there is like everything is open for you. So you need just to choose.
Okay, thank you very much. So, guys, we have received no more questions. So, thank you, Camille, for this
Thank you.
presentation. And thank you guys for attending this Q&A session. Do not hesitate to get in touch with me for any further questions you might have. You will see that I put here in the chat my direct email, mdamiani@monaco.edu. Otherwise, you can write me to the general address admissions@monaco.edu. And hope that we get in touch with you very shortly. In any case, I will follow up with you and send you an email with my contact. So let's talk soon, and thank you for attending this event. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.